Dear student, this is Shailesh Devdas Janbandhu, Assistant Professor, Department of BCom Computer Application, GS College of Commerce, Wardha. Today we discuss about computerized accounting using Tally for the same BCCA 5th semester. Today we discuss about the voucher. Voucher are the primary documents for transactions or recorded transactions, because we already stated that the computer system or computerized accounting system can only work on or provide all the accounts created by own, but we should enter the journal entry, and that journal entry or that primary document can be entered using the voucher screen. For that we have different type of 16 voucher or predefined voucher provided by the Tally software. If we want a new voucher, we can create it, but by default we have 16, and from that 16 we learn about these 9 vouchers for what type of transaction they can be fetched or they can be used. Okay, so first voucher is a contra voucher. Contra, when our inflow and outflow of cash becomes same, that time this voucher is to be used. Normally this position or situation can be made when we deposit the cash into the bank or withdraw the cash from the bank. So contra voucher are used when cash and bank, that both accounts can be debited and credited, means the amount transaction value would be 0, because the revenue or inflow of the cash and outflow of the cash is same. Therefore we use the contra voucher. For making the contra voucher entry, we should use a shortcut key, that is F4, function key F4 on your keyboard, which is available on a topmost corner of the keyboard. Okay, so F4, press F4 button on our keyboard on the voucher screen. For the transactions, just like deposit cash rupees 20,000 into bank. This type of transaction can be recorded in contra voucher, because the cash will be deposited into bank and the cash will goes from the business. Therefore inflow and outflow are same and that transaction value is 0. Okay, press F4 for activating the contra voucher and record the transaction. So bank account debit to cash account. Bank account debit to cash account 20,000 rupees 20,000. So this type of transaction can be recorded into contra voucher. And the key for the contra voucher is F4. Number second, payment voucher. Payment voucher. The payment voucher is used when the transactions are related with the payment or paid some expenses, just like purchase, we made a payment, expenses paid, wages paid, salary paid, commission paid, rent paid. This type of transactions can be recorded in payment voucher. Just like for example, wages of rupees 2,000 paid. Here wages are the expenses, so expenses should be paid, and any type of payment can be made in a payment voucher. For transaction or recording these transactions into voucher entry or voucher screen, we should again press the function key F5. the function key F5 or press F5 button on the vertical toolbar on voucher screen. So recording this payment voucher, just like wages account debit 2000, cash account credit, or to cash account 2000. So wages account debit to cash account 2000, and this entry can be made in a payment voucher because the cash will paid for expenses. Number third voucher is receipt voucher. Receipt voucher. Just like we make a payment voucher when a business has to pay something, that time we use a payment voucher. Sometimes we received from other parties some values or some cash or bank, any type of receipt can be made. That time that transaction will be made in receipt voucher. For example, rent received rupees 5,000. This type of entry where some cash will be come into the business, and that transaction is called as a receipt. So rent received rupees 5,000 means rent, in the form of rent we get a cash. This type of entry or transactions can be recorded into receipt voucher, and for the receipt voucher press F6 function key on the keyboard. After pressing F6, the screen will be displayed. That screen is called as a receipt voucher screen. And record the transactions just like cash account debit to rent account. Cash account debit to rent account. Rupees 5,000. 5,000 debit side, 5,000 credit side. So rent received, so cash received rupees 5,000 in the form of rent, and the transaction is a type of receipt voucher. And key for the receipt voucher is F6. Okay. Now number 4. That is journal voucher. Number 4 voucher is journal voucher. Before that, we discussed about the contra voucher, payment voucher and receipt voucher. In both, the cash will come, cash goes, just like in contra, the inflow and outflow are same. In payment, outflow is made. In receipt, inflow is made. Means all the transactions are related with the cash inflow and cash outflow. But when the transactions doesn't have a cash inflow as well as cash outflow, but provisions are made in the business, that time we use a journal voucher. Journal vouchers are the optional voucher or provisional voucher by which we can transact or record the transactions which are not related with cash or bank, or any type of inflow and outflow are not made in a transaction. That time we make a journal voucher entry. Normally for the provisions we make a journal voucher entry. To make a journal voucher entry, just like provision for depreciation on machinery of rupees 2,000. So this type of transaction doesn't include inflow and outflow, therefore it is a provision. So provision can be made in a journal voucher. So depreciation on machinery of rupees 2000, for that press F7. F7 is a function key for the journal voucher. So depreciation on machinery account debit to machinery account. Rupees 2000 for debit, 2000 for credit. So being machinery were depreciated of rupees 2000, and this transaction doesn't have inflow and outflow. Therefore, we cannot make in contra payment or receipt. Therefore, a new voucher, that is called journal voucher, we record that transaction into journal voucher, and the key for the journal voucher is F7. Number 5, sales voucher. Sales voucher. All type of transactions which are related with sales, that is credit sale or cash sale, that type of transaction can be recorded into sales voucher. To record that transactions into sale voucher, we should press the F8 function key. For example, cash sale of rupees 25,000. Cash sale of rupees 25,000. So this transaction can be recorded into F8, that is sales voucher key. So record the sale, cash account debit to sales account for rupees 25,000. So all type of sales which are made in a business is recorded into sales. It will be a cash sale or credit sale. So sale voucher is used for the transaction sale. And the key for the sale voucher is F8, that is function key 8. Number 6, credit note. Credit note. This voucher is not activated during the execution. We should activate by using the company feature, and that company feature is use debit credit note to yes or activate them. After activating this option, the credit note voucher and debit note voucher will be activated in our voucher screen. So to activate it, debit credit note should be activated in company feature menu. Okay. Credit note credit note record those transactions which are related with the sales return. When we sell something, some customer can be returned that particular product due to the damage or any reason. That time we make that particular return type of transaction into credit note. For example, sales return rupees 5,000. Just like we sell of rupees 25,000. From that 25,000, 5,000 returned as a sales return, and that transaction can be recorded into credit note voucher. For that, press F8 with control or control F8 button or combination, or click on F8, control F8 credit note voucher button on the vertical button bar. So the transaction would be sales account debit to sales return account. Sales return account of rupees 5,000. So this way the sale return account or sale return transaction can be recorded into credit note. The credit note voucher has the function key F8 or control F8 by which we can activate the credit note voucher. Number 7, that is purchase voucher. Purchase voucher. Just like the transactions which are related with the sales are recorded into sale voucher, same way the transactions related with the purchase, it would be a cash purchase or credit purchase. That time we use the purchase voucher. For example, cash purchase rupees 1 lakh. Cash purchase rupees 1 lakh. This transaction can be recorded into purchase voucher or purchase voucher entry. For that, press F9 function key. F9 function key for recording the purchase transaction in purchase voucher. So the entry would be purchase account debit to cash account of rupees 1 lakh. So all the types of purchase transaction can be recorded into purchase voucher, and the key for purchase voucher is F8. Number 8, debit note voucher. We already stated that credit note voucher and debit note voucher are not activated. They should be activated from the company feature menu. Debit or credit note should be activated or should be made yes to activate them. After activating, we can use that voucher in our voucher screen. So purchase, just like a sale return, there should be a purchase return also in a business. When we purchase materials or assets from or products from the suppliers, that time some product can be returned to that supplier due to some damage or any reason. That time we should make the debit note voucher, and that debit note voucher entry would be made under the voucher screen. For making that entry, we should purchase return of rupees 10,000. Just like we purchase of rupees 1 lakh, from this 1 lakh we return the 10,000 or worth of 10,000 product will be returned to that supplier. Now this entry will be made in a debit note voucher. For that, press Control F9 function or combination key, or click on F9 debit note voucher button on vertical toolbar. For purchase entry, so purchase return account debit to purchase account rupees 10,000. So this way we can make the debit note voucher, and debit note voucher always be made for the purchase return, and the key for the debit note voucher is Control F9 combination key. Number 9, memo voucher. Memo voucher. It is a provisional voucher. We make the memo or we make the memo on the transactions, but that transactions never be affect to any type of ledger which is available in our company. So these are the provisional voucher. It cannot be affect any ledger and it stored into a separate memo register. It never be entered into our company's balance sheet or profit and loss account. It only display that transactions as a memo. So this memo voucher can be made for a provisional voucher.